Hello everyone, welcome to this class. In this class, I'm going to deal with word problem leading to simple interest. So let's go to exercise 3G number 9. The first question says, if simple interest on loan is increased from 5% to 5.5% per annum, what would be the increase in interest charged on a loan of 1,200,000 naira for a period of 4 months? So the question is saying that we have a simple interest increase from 5% to 5.5%. What will be the increase on the loan? That's the increase of the interest on the loan. So first, what you're going to do is solve for the simple interest of 5%, solve for the simple interest of 5.5%, then subtract. So let's go. What's our formula for simple interest? Our simple interest, which is represented as I, is principal times rate times time, all divided by 100. So what's our principal in this case? Our principal is 1,200,000 naira. What's our rate? Now we have two rates, so I'll call this one R1 is 5%, and later we have R2, which is 5.5%. What's our time? 4 months. Time is 4 months. We don't solve for simple interest in months, so we have to convert this to 1 year, because we'll solve only in year. So it will be 12 months make 1 year, so 4 months will be 4/12, which is 1/3 years. So these are all the things we need. So let's start putting it. 1,200,000 times time. So we are solving for the second, the R2 on times the rate, so it will be 5.5 times time, 1/3, all divided by 100, minus the same 1,200,000 times rate. At this time around, the rate will now be 5 times time, which is still the same 1/3, all divided by 100. So the only difference is just the rate. So when you calculate for the simple interest of this, you subtract it from the simple interest of that, and that will give you your final answer. So when you solve for this, you get 22,000 naira, and when you solve for that, you get 20,000 naira. So your answer is 2,000 naira. Let's go to the next question. This question, a retailer has an account of 20,000 naira from a manufacturer who gives 2 months credit but offer a cash discount of 5% for prompt payment. The retailer borrows 20,000 naira from his bank at 9% per annum for 2 months and pays promptly to secure the cash discount. How much does he gain by doing this transaction? What will happen is that there's a retailer that has an account of 20,000. What do you mean? When you are buying something from a manufacturer, there is a quota, or let's say the credit quota they can give to you, that okay, you can buy to this amount, after that you must pay. So the retailer owns 20,000 naira, but then if he pays immediately, they will give him a discount of 5%. So as a smart retailer, what did he do? He said, okay, let me go and borrow money from my bank and pay immediately, so I'll get this discount. If at the end of that I'll have a gain. So that's what we are doing. Now he borrows this money for 2 months at a simple interest at a rate of 9%. So the whole aim is to make sure that the interest he's paying for this 20,000 naira should be less than the discount he's getting if he pays promptly, so that he will make extra profit. So that extra profit is what we are being told to calculate for. So first, let's calculate the simple interest this 20,000 naira at rate of 9% for 2 months will give us. After that, we'll calculate for this discount and we'll check the difference, and that's the answer to the question. So let's go. The simple interest still remain principal times rate times time, all over 100. So what's our principal in this case? 20,000 naira, the money he borrowed for 2 months. What's our rate? Our rate is 9%. And what's our time? our time is 2 months, and as I said earlier, we don't calculate in months, so convert to year. 12 months make 1 year, so 2 months will be as a fraction of 1 year, 1/12, which is 1/6. So the simple interest will now be 20,000 naira times 9 times 1/6, all divided by 100. So I'll get 300 naira. So this is interest the retailer will pay for borrowing 20,000 naira. So let's calculate the discount you get for prompt payment. So for discount, remember what we did when we are doing our percentage. You understand? He is giving 5% discount. So what you're going to do is find 5% of 20,000 and subtract it. So 5% of 20,000, which is, okay, let me first say, which is 5/100 times 20,000 over 1. Cancel. So this is 1,000 naira. So this is the discount he will get for making a prompt payment. Okay, is in naira. So when he finally made the prompt payment, instead of him to pay 20,000 naira, he was not told to pay a discount of 1,000, meaning he paid 19,000 naira. So let's know if at the end of the day he made profit from this, and what is the profit? How much does he gain? So that's what we ask for. So his gain will be this discount subtracted by this interest, which is 1,000 naira minus 300 naira, and your answer is 700 naira. So he gained 700 naira by carrying out this smart transaction. So let's go to the next question. So this one is longer. We have to pay very attention to understand the English and the logic. A retailer in Nigeria visiting India, this is India, changed 70,200 naira to rupees at the rate of 3 naira to 35 rupees. So this is what he has, 70,200 naira, but he changed it to rupee. But the rate of rupee as at when he changed it was, for every 3 naira you are getting 35 rupee. Let's just use R for it, right? So first, let's convert this to rupee because he has changed it to rupee. So remember what I told you about proportion, it always works. Just say if 3 naira is 35 rupee, therefore 70,200 naira will be what? X. Remember what I said about proportion. So you do cross multiply. So you have 3x is now 70,200 times 35. I removed the naira and the rupee so I can solve clearly. So therefore my x will be 70,200 naira times 35, all divided by what? 3. So I'll get 819 naira. So when he convert the money to rupee, this is what he got at this rate, if he using this rate. So let's continue. He spent 224,000 rupee. So he spent 224,000 rupees. Remember, I'm just reading and solving. Normally you're supposed to read first, understand, then start solving, but I want us to follow it step by step. And invested the remaining amount in the State Bank of India at 4% simple interest per annum. So when he spent this, what was remaining? So the remaining money with him, which is the amount he invested, will now be this minus this, right? So it will be 819,000 naira minus 224. Sorry, it's now in rupee. I think, forgive me, those that noticed this here, brilliant students. So this is in rupee. 890,000 rupee minus 224,000 rupee. So what you are getting? So your answer will now be 595,000 rupee. This is what he invested. You understand? He said he invested it at a rate of 1.5% simple interest per annum in the Bank of India. At the end of 8 months, so our time now is 8 months, he transferred the capital and interest to his account. So he invested this money at 4.5%. At the end of 8 months, he withdrew the money because he's taking it away from the Bank of India to the Modern Bank of Nigeria. That means he has withdrawn the money. So what we are going to do now is, they say he transferred the capital and interest. Remember what I said? There is what we call amount. Amount is the sum of the capital and your interest. So this is the capital he invested. The interest is the money he will get after investing this capital. So let us calculate the amount he got after 8 months. So in this case, I hope you can see, my principal in this case will now be this 59500 rupee. That's my principal. My rate is still 4.5. My rate is 4.5%. And now my time is 8 months. My time is 8 months. So as we said earlier, you don't use months to calculate, you use year. So this will be converting into 1 year. 12 months make 1 year. So divide by 12. 4 year, 3. Sorry, 4 is 2 and 4 years 3. So you have 2 over 3 years. So our simple interest remains principal times time times rate all over 100. So my principal, as I've gotten it, 59500 times my time 2 over 3 times my rate 4 and 1 over 2, all divided by what? 100. Are we together? So when you solve for the simple interest, you will get that your simple interest is 17,850 rupee. So your amount, which is principal plus interest, will now be 17,850 rupee plus your principal 595,000 naira. Sorry, rupee. So your total answer will now be 612 rupees. Right? Now the question now says, what was the amount in naira credited to his account? Now the rate he now used to convert back when he wanted to convert is now 21 rupee to 2 naira. So we are going to, now we already gotten our capitals, our amount in rupee. So we are going to use this rate and convert it back to naira to get our final answer. So this is our amount, and now the new rate now, or would I say conversion rate? Let me use the word conversion rate is now 2 naira to 21 rupee. Right? So how do you do conversion? Remember what I said about proportion? It always works. Instead of going through the long process of trying to explain, it always works. So 2 naira to 21 rupee. Therefore, 612,850 rupee will give you what? X. That's what you don't know. You do cross multiply. Right? 21x, that's this and this, is equal to 612,850 times 2. Therefore, x will be 612,850 times 2, all divided by 21. So by so solving, you will get 58,366 naira 666 kobo. It keep going. That's the recurring fraction. So but we are told from the question that to the nearest naira, so that means we need a just naira, no kobo, or let's say no decimal. So your final answer will be, this is naira, 558,367 naira, and this is your final answer. So this is all about word problem involving simple interest. Just try and understand the question and solve using our formula. Thank you and see you in the next class. If you have any question, do well to drop it in the comment section.